him.
I want to watch the news.
Are you making headway at least?
This is the news.
Schmack-a-magob, it is time for the only news that matters on Kiss Wednesday. And during an appearance on the latest episode of the Adam Carolla Show, Gene Simmons reflects on what he calls one of the most iconic moments of his life involving another legendary rocker. The 74-year-old Kiss bassist slash vocalist said, Jimmy Page, for those of you who are 20 years old, the guy invented more riffs than any other person on the planet. Tony Iommi. Led Zeppelin, every song, just more riffs than anybody. And every song was like that. So he came to see Kiss perform quite a few times, and we became friendly, and I introduced my son Nick to him, who was so odd. He started crying in front of Page. And Jimmy said hello to my son Nick. Oh, how are you? And he's crying his heart out. He didn't know what to say. Of course, Nick is going to torture me now because I'm embarrassing him. So Page came to see us the first time when we played London. And he came to see us some other times when we were there. And he came up to me after the show, my hand to God, he said, without doing an English accent, he said, mate, you know what? I'm going to do the English accent because I'm really bad at it. Mate, you can give John Entwistle from The Who a run for his money. And I was just about to pass out. That's not true, of course, but the fact that he would even say that, that's the highest compliment. You know, for me, forget about it. The only higher one might be Paul McCartney coming over and saying, you're doing a good job, because nobody plays bass the way McCartney does, because you can hear a song and remember the bass parts that McCartney played. I'd like to know when Jimmy Page said that to Gene Simmons, was he still on heroin at the time? I think he was. Anyway, in a 2018 interview with Music Radar, Simmons was asked for his opinion on the pick versus fingerstyle questioning when it came to bass players. He responded, respectfully, studio musicians who play with their fingers live have no idea that we can hear what they're playing. Or we can't hear what they're playing, because there's no actual definition of the note that's coming out. You can do that and love it and have no freaking idea what he's playing, but you love the low end. Or you can be like Chris Squire, who, you know, has a very bright sound where you can hear the attack and therefore hear the notes that's actually being played. I mean, a piano is a percussive instrument, and you can hear every single note because there's a definition when the player hits the note. All right, there you go. Gene Simmons is an awesome bass player. I'm not taking anything away from him. People don't realize how good he is because, you know, he dumbs down the playing, especially after the first 3 albums. But man, the bass run he does on Ladies Room is amazing, and what he does on Going Blind, and Jesus, so many of those kick-ass songs off the first 3 albums. You can hear how good Gene Simmons is as a bass player. He's technically awesome, but yeah, he dumbs down his playing, so that's what people remember. Oh, he sucks, he's not a good bass player. He's a great bass player, but on the level of Entwistle, nobody, I mean just about nobody, is at the level of Entwistle. The guy is my favorite bass player. He's a monster bass player. that no way, there's just no way Gene could come close to that. And Gene knows it. He even admitted it in the interview. Yeah, it's not true. Even Gene knows that Jimmy Page was on smack. Yeah, I heard Jimmy Page also complimented Nikki Sixx's tape machine in the back. Oh, yeah. Jaco Pastorius has nothing on Chaim Witz. But seriously, Gene is awesome. 100,000 years. Larger than life. You know, what he does on those songs, man, is just amazing. You know, it's not only about how technically amazing you are, which I think that Gene Simmons is technically amazing, but it's what he comes up with. The bass runs, all that, I think even matters more than technical ability. That's how I always felt like, man, if you can't write a song, I don't care how great you are in your instrument, you know? It's all about the song. And Gene Simmons, especially in the early days, he wrote those bass lines to complement the song. And I feel like he did complement it very well. Then he does a solo album, he doesn't even play bass on it. What the hell's up with that, huh? But then again, I wouldn't be proud to play bass on that album. I wouldn't be proud to have anything to do with that album. You know, when I met Gene Simmons, I asked him, what song was Lassie on the solo album? Because Lassie is credited on being on it, and Gene told me Lassie didn't come. Lassie wasn't there. Then why the hell do you, you know? You know, he wanted Lassie on it, but Lassie didn't show up. Then why do you keep Lassie's name on the album credit? That's some weird stuff. Also weird when I asked him, hey, you know, you took AC/DC out on tour with you. You have any cool Bon Scott stories? And he goes, if I was to tell you, many people will get very angry with you. And I was like, what the hell does that mean? You know, I mean, what? What the hell, man? Gene's an odd character. Though he was very nice to me, but then again, I bought his stupid vault. So why wouldn't he be? I gave him $2,000. I wasn't going to buy the vault, even though I have the money. It didn't set me back anyway. But it was in Miami. It was not even a 10-minute drive for me. And I still wasn't going to buy it till I heard Ace Frehley was going to be there. And it was like a few days before it. And I said, you know what? Fuck it. And I bought the vault. And I don't regret it. Even though the vault sucks ass. I mean, it's like 11 or 12 CDs. If you were to take the best songs out of all those CDs, it'd be a pretty good EP. Not an awesome EP, just a pretty good EP. But no, I don't regret it at all. And I was able to take a guest. I took my friend Ruben with me. And we spent the whole day hanging out with Gene and Ace. And it was an amazing day. And Barry Gibb's son was there. We were hanging out with him. There was a really cool dude called Nigel that was there that I hung out with. He was a very nice guy. It was a great, great day. A woman that had to do with their clothes in the 70s was there. It was just an awesome, awesome day. And Gene Simmons did treat everybody really well. He was a class act, even though we all know, you know, the real Gene Simmons. I mean, you give him money and that guy plays nice like a motherfucker. Though I will admit, it was very interesting when it was my turn to go in. And right when I walk in, Gene I think was using the bathroom or something, because he came in through another room. And when he saw me, he said, well, who do we got here? And I was like, uh-oh, does he recognize me? Because even back then, I was, you know, I was bashing Kiss. I'm a Kiss fan, but, you know, I can bash them. I know you Kiss twats don't understand that, because when you hear me bash Kiss, you're like, you're not a real Kiss fan, because, you know, because basically what they're saying, a real Kiss fan kisses their ass and never ever says anything negative about Kiss. That's a Kiss twat. But anyway, what are your thoughts of Jimmy Page telling Gene Simmons, he's at the level of John Entwistle. That is some funny shit. And I guess Bobby Dahl is at the level of Steve Harris, right? Let me know in the comments below. You all rock. Thank you so much for watching The Only News That Matters. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Ring that little notification bell. And like the video, because it's good for the YouTube algorithms. So stay frosty. Listen to Black Sabbath and smack 'em a gob.
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain. For we've received orders for to sail back to Boston. And so never more shall we see you again.